Hello everyone, welcome back to another video review. Today I'm taking a look at Lego... Hold on, what is this? I guess it's Lego Marvel Superheroes, but specifically it's from Marvel Studios, the Infinity Saga. It's Lego Marvel, but they put that new thing on top of it. Yeah, it's Iron Man. It's Iron Man Monger Mayhem from Iron Man 1. But before we take a look at the set, let's go ahead and take a look at this box, and it's a pretty nice box. I do kind of like that they've changed up the box a little bit. It's kind of a little bit more of a, I don't know, it has a kind of premiere, kind of very special feel to it. So, as we can see here, this is from Marvel Studios, the Infinity Saga. A Lego version of it here is Thanos over in the corner with the Infinity Gauntlet. Here is the set and everything it does on the front. Of course, this is part of the Avengers timeline of movies. There's the minifigures at it. It comes with just everything that the set does. Of course, this is for ages 9 and up. That's just a suggestion, though. They have to put that on there. 76190 Iron Man Ironmonger Mayhem. 479 pieces. And, of course, it's a building toy in several different languages. Now, when we flip this over to the back, we see that I've kind of destroyed it a little bit because it took a little bit of doing to to open up, which was a little bit annoying because it was a nice box. But granted, like it really matters because this thing's just going in the garbage anyway once I'm done here. So I do kind of like that there is just a gigantic, like they couldn't think of anything else to put over here on the sides, so they just put a gigantic Marvel logo. That's kind of funny. I am just now noticing the little thumb thing, so I guess I could have opened up the box from down here and kind of saved some of the giant rip and tear. Okay, never mind. So yeah, here's the back of the box. Everything else that the set does. You can go to lego.com/Marvel Superheroes with your parents' permission, of course. And then here is a non-canon ending to this fight where Tony Stark and Pepper Potts arrest Obadiah Stane. So that's not what happened in the movie. So yeah, so here we have a set that is several years late, but it's kind of cool that it's here nonetheless, because of course this is based off of the finale to Iron Man 1, the movie that kicked off the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and the first, and so it was released in the year 2008 when I was in the 5th grade. Oh boy, I feel old now. But, of course, at that point in time, Lego was not yet doing Marvel sets. They were still doing DC sets at the time, and they, well, hold on, maybe they'd taken a break at that point, because, there was Lego Batman 1, and then there was a little bit of a gap, and then Batman 2 started up, and then Batman 2 ended up morphing into Lego DC superheroes. So I don't know, maybe they were on break at that point. I can't exactly remember. But, they did some superhero stuff in the past, but they'd never done anything Marvel related. Because at this point, it's like, why would it have been lucrative to do anything Marvel related anyway? Because it's like, what was it going to be? The X-Men? Well, actually, hold on. No. I've just lied. I just totally forgetting about the early 2000s Sam Raimi Spider-Man Lego sets that they had done. So they had indeed done some Lego Marvel stuff, but they hadn't. After that, they hadn't done anything since Spider-Man 2. I don't think, because I don't think they did any sets for Spider-Man 3. So yeah, it had been since 2004 since they had done any Lego Marvel sets, and so you'd have to wait until 2012 when the first Avengers movie came out for there to be more Marvel Lego sets to be released. So now that it is 2021, it is nice that they are kind of dipping back into some of the stuff that they missed, and so then now we have the Ironmonger, which of course was our first MCU villain. So before we take a look at the Ironmonger himself, though, we'll take a quick look at the minifigures. So here we have the Mark III Iron Man armor, which is pretty awesome. This is kind of the basic, what everyone thinks of when they think of Iron Man now is, of course, the Mark III armor. And so, of course, it comes with a lot of these effects parts, which I love. I got a lot of these effects parts recently with the Spider-Man and Ghost Rider versus Carnage set. Of course, those came in orange because they're supposed to be flame. These are Iron Man's repulsor blast and stuff, so they come in blue, and I love it. I love all of these. I love all these effects parts. They're just really, really cool. So, of course, Iron Man can be jetting off, and then, he's blasting foes with the repulsor blast. Just really cool. So, I'll go ahead and remove all of these here. Just slide them off to the side, and then we have a better look at Iron Man So, a gorgeous looking minifigure. This is arguably, probably, I think, one of the best looking Iron Man armors in Lego form. And it's funny that this is, you know, one of the earliest armors. So, leg printing looks good. The detail and the small little details on the chest printing is just remarkable. I really, really like that. And of course, we can open up the helmet, and then there he is with his HUD face. Or we can swivel it around, and then there is his regular face. So we'll go ahead and remove the helmet, twist his head around, and then we do get some hair to put on him here. And then here we have Tony Stark. So we'll go ahead and, oopsie, stand up Tony, put him down, close up his helmet, put the helmet next to him. And then here we have Pepper Potts, in arguably her best appearance in the MCU, because as time went on, I feel like Gwyneth Paltrow just stopped caring. But she did a really good job in Iron Man 1. I liked her in Iron Man 2 as well. And then from there, it's just kind of started going downhill a little bit to where she didn't even want to return. And then miraculously, she showed up again in Spider-Man Homecoming and Infinity War and Endgame. So it is nice to have a version of Pepper Potts from when Gwyneth Paltrow cared about the role. So yeah, a nice looking Pepper. I do like it. She looks good. So now that we've taken a look at them, we will start to take a look here at the main event, and we will start with Obadiah Stane as portrayed by Jeff Bridges. So here we have Obadiah Stane himself, and yeah, pretty good looking minifigure. It looks like Jeff Bridges. So very bold, nice looking suit. I do really like the look of this suit. This is just a good suit. So I don't think that this suit was specifically made for this set. I think it's very possible that this is that's a reuse suit from, like, I don't know, Fantastic Beasts or something. Just kind of I'm not a Harry Potter magic-y person, so I don't have any of those sets, but I don't know, just looking at this here, it kind of looks like the suit that belongs to, oopsie, kind of looks like the suit that belongs to the main character of those films. So I don't think that the suit is unique to this set, but it's a good looking suit nonetheless. So now that I've got Obadiah Stane back in his suit, we'll take a closer look at the Ironmonger, which of course is the main draw of the set, because this is the big thing that you build. And I really like this thing. I've always liked the Ironmonger as a villain. Of course, you know, he's not up in the upper echelon, you know, the top tier of Marvel baddies, but I think he's effective. He's certainly better than Whiplash in Iron Man 2. Because let's face it, Whiplash was just a little bit boring. Justin Hammer was the much more entertaining part of Iron Man 2. But I've always really liked the look of the Ironmonger suit. It just looks big, it just looks beefy, it looks very intimidating, and of course the slight voice modulation that it gave Obadiah Stane just made him sound all the more creepier with the "I'm really enjoying the suit," you know, that kind of thing. I rewatched Iron Man 1 recently. Still a really good movie. So do a quick turnaround here. The details on here that they did, you know, like the pistons and all that stuff. Really good details. You know, there's even some moving parts back here that don't really need to be there, but are nice for those details. Another reason why I'm liking the set is that this is it gives me Bionicle vibes, and in this day and age, there's not much that gives me Bionicle vibes when it comes to Lego in terms of aesthetic. Ninjago still gives me those vibes in terms of story, but in terms of aesthetic, there's not much anymore, and I am very saddened by that. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the future of construction. This is Bionicle now. I want to cry. So, yeah. So anyway, moving on from that, the arc reactor is a glow-in-the-dark piece. It is a sticker, which is annoying. There's a lot of stickers on here. Thankfully, the head piece is actually printed. I do enjoy that. but the arc reactor is printed, and then those little things are, or excuse me, that's a sticker, and then those are stickers, and then there's stickers on here. I did a pretty good job. There's a lot of stickers on him. I did a pretty good job placing the stickers on this guy, thankfully. But I still don't really like stickers. It's like, I wish you would just print these pieces, because the arc reactor is a little lopsided. It does kind of edge back down towards the bottom a little bit, which is annoying. But yeah, so so of course, like many Lego mechs nowadays, there are no knees to this thing. The legs are constantly locked in this sloped format. And then I suppose this is a faux knee, and so you kind of have a little moving plate there to make it kind of look like there's a knee. But there are the nice ratchet joints, so you do get a good degree of movement in the legs, so he can have a walking stance, which is nice. Just put that back down. Of course, the arms do move around as such, and then the nice thing about that level of detail that I was talking about with the pistons and stuff is that they're not just there to look good, they also operate like they should. So you move the arm around, and then it's like, that's just cool. That's just really awesome. I really dig that. That's a really cool thing that they put in there. I mean, yeah, it's accurate to the film, but just the fact that they managed to get that to work. Lego designers are brilliant. Honestly, they're just really, really cool, at what they do. So I really always appreciate whenever they throw in stuff like that. And so then he, of course, has a variety of weapons here. So he's got this thing, which is, I guess, supposed to be a little missile launcher. So you can just push that down. And then I've never actually seen one of these before. I'm sure it's existed in sets prior to this, but I've never actually seen it before. And so it just fires these little circular plates. Come on, focus. You focused in a second ago. There we are. So yeah, it just fires those off, so we can just stick them back in there. You can store like 3 or 4 in there at a time. I typically only go with 2, just because then this axle is going to stick out really far and it just gets a little wobbly, so I only put 2 in there for display, just so that way it's not totally sticking out. And of course, he's got the big repulsors in his hands. And then we come over here and we've got his minigun, which is a stud shooter. Works just like any other stud shooter. Okay, Pepper, your services are no longer required. And it doesn't want to turn. There we go. Oh, Tony took out the targeting system, so I'm going to have to sit still. Oh, I hit her. Hey, I've lost some to the floor. Oh boy, and they're gray, and it's kind of hard to see in the carpet. But never fear, because you do get this, which is a little crate, which comes with a little keypad, and then so I suppose Obadiah Stane can put in his combination, and then you get a lot more studs and missile replacements. And then finally, just as a final detail, talking about things that they didn't need to put in there, it's like, I don't know if they deliberately did this, but so you've got the cockpit here for Obadiah Stane to sit in, and then of course then the helmet comes down like so. But something that they did here is that they use a red piece. They use a red piece in there to help connect things, and I'm pretty sure they used that piece specifically red, because whenever we see the inside view of Obadiah Stane inside the Ironmonger suit, everything's red. So I feel like they did that because it's red in there, and it's like, that's a detail that and so including a red piece to have the inside there be red, that's something they didn't need to do, but it's cool that they did, and I really appreciate it. So I'm assuming that's what they did. If not, that's a really funny coincidence that piece happens to be red. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the set in general. I really like this set. It's nostalgic because it's something from Iron Man 1, and we don't really have too much stuff from Iron Man 1 in terms of Lego Marvel stuff. So it's cool that we have this. It's also just, I think, a really good set in general. It's, of course, accurate to the film. But it's also just a really fun build. It just looks really awesome. And, of course, now we also have a Jeff Bridges minifigure, which is cool, because I don't think we've actually had a Jeff Bridges minifigure before, I think. I can't really think of anything else he has been in that we would have a Jeff Bridges minifigure. The one thing that I would think of would be the Lego Ideas Tron set. But I'm pretty sure, but I don't think that came with his character. I think that came with Tron, and it didn't come with Clue. It was like Tron and Rinsler or something, which is actually the two different versions of the same character. I think, or they were just random light cycle drivers. So I don't think, and even then, I'm not sure they came with face sculpts, or not face sculpts, but typical Lego heads. So that certainly doesn't count. But so yeah, we actually finally have it's just cool to have a Jeff Bridges minifigure, and I'm just really glad the set exists. So that way I don't have to build this set in a cave with a box of scraps. And there's an actual official version out, so that's really cool. So I had to do it. I had to reference the meme. I had to do it once, considering what this is. So yeah, I really like this set. I think it's priced pretty well. It's only $40, and this is definitely worth the 40. So. I'm certainly happy with it, and if you want a little bit of that Iron Man 1 nostalgia, then I would recommend picking this up. It's pretty cool. So that will be it for this video. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. Remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links are in the description below, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.